Hack your way to stop the evil Albion from controlling London. Launching on October 29th on PC and current-gen consoles, and November for next-gen consoles, Watch Dogs Legion is the next in the open-world hacking series by Ubisoft. The game is debuting plenty of new features, including the ability to recruit anyone in the city. It's looking at being the most dynamic Watch Dogs game to date, and has plenty of interest with over 2.4 million views on the cinematic trailer. There's no need to hack anyone to get the lowdown on the game though, we're going to tell you everything you need to know. Hi, I'm Matt from Fanatical. Today we're looking into the recruitment system, the vast open world London, lethal or non-lethal weapons, and much more in Watch Dogs Legion. Before we get started, please like this video if you find it helpful, comment your thoughts on the game below, and subscribe for more videos. Also remember to check out fanatical.com for great game deals. Now, let's hop onto the nearest drone and get into the video. You will join the infamous hacker group DedSec seen in previous Watch Dog games. The group is back with their London branch to try and liberate the city from the military group Albion. The story starts with a group called Zero Day looking to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Now that sounds familiar, doesn't it, Guy Fawkes? The hacking organisation gets blamed for the bombing and they're forced to go underground due to Albion locking down London. Headed by CEO Nigel Cass, Albion have access to the city's Central Operating System, or CTOS for short, making the city a surveillance state where citizens are constantly monitored. After initially being driven underground by the company, DedSec are back to stop Albion and bring normality back to the capital of England. If you think Albion are all you're up against, then you're wrong. You'll also be coming into contact with the head of a London-based crime syndicate, looking to take advantage of the situation to make more money from the dark web. Mary Kelly is not a nice customer, she sells people and isn't afraid to engage in violence. This may all sound like one story, but it's actually 5. Legion will have shorter stories than the previous games in the series, but this totals over 60 missions to play. And there's a familiar face in the game if you're a grind fan like I am. London-born artist Stormzy will have his own mission. The motion-captured rapper's mission will be called Fall on My Enemies, and it's based on lyrics from his track Rainfall. However, it's not yet confirmed if the 27-year-old will be playable in the game. I've mentioned London a lot already, but what's it going to look like? Well, Ubisoft have done a terrific job recreating the city, with all of the famous landmarks there to explore in the open world map. However, this post-Brexit interpretation of the home of Big Ben is very dystopian thanks to the changes made by Albion. Whilst you might not see drones flying everywhere in real life, the security company are just one of the users of the high-tech machines as they scan the public and shoot any troublemakers. Of course you can hack these to do your bidding too though, as well as use them as a handy way to travel and break into areas that your car might not reach. You know, like the tops of buildings. It's not just Brexit that's already happened in this timeline though. Scotland's also independent of the UK in this version of events. On that note, before we get too controversial, let's move on to recruitment. One of the biggest features of the game is the recruitment of new DedSec members. In the game there's no main character, instead you recruit anyone off the streets, by doing quests to improve their relationship with existing members of the group. It's not just who you'd expect that can join DedSec though. We've seen a rather handy grandma bringing her take of violence to the city, plus an activist that has a host of cool weapons that you can utilise to complete the missions. These can all hack traffic lights, vehicles, and many other things in the game. Because why else would you join a hacker group? All of the Londoners you can recruit are going to have special stats and abilities. An ex-Albion member might be able to get themselves into more places without resorting to breaking people's necks, and a construction worker has their own cargo drone. The game isn't just regular folks either. You can recruit a futuristic beekeeper who reminds me a bit of Batman as she controls the bees to stun enemies. Not every ability is positive though. There's a hitman with hiccups that's going to give away his location, while another character might just die randomly. But that doesn't sound too bad as they could just respawn, right? Well, not really, as they don't. Watch Dogs Legion has permadeath for the characters, so if your character dies you best get recruiting new ones. Customization is a big part of the game with the option to customize looks, weapons and abilities. There's an enforcer who's combat focused with lots of explosive options, whereas if you're more of a stealthy player, you might want to put the infiltrator class on your characters. The most notable ability of this one is to gain cloaking abilities, but you can also get others such as suppressors for SMGs. The last class is the most obvious one, the hacker. Hackers are more attuned to using drones to do their work. The one we've seen the most of is the creepy but very useful spider bot. This small but fast drone may be missing a few legs as it only has 6 in total. But don't let this fool you, it can take down enemies and complete missions without the need to even step inside the building. And I'm never going to get over how good that takedown animation is. I've already mentioned the spider bot, but in typical Watch Dogs fashion there are a variety of weapons to use. Some are low tech like the good old fashioned wrench, whereas others are a bit more high-tech, like the shock drone. If you're planning on doing a no-kill run, then you can choose non-lethal options. According to Ubisoft, half of the game's weapons are non-lethal, with the stun gun making a return, as well as a baton for a stereotypical British policeman weapon. Who you pick and the weapons you choose to use will allow you to complete missions in different ways. In the gameplay trailer, we've seen how to tackle a mission in the Tower of London using 3 different types of characters, and the devs are promising hundreds of other ways to finish the game. You don't have to tackle Albion alone though. Legion will contain 4-player co-op. You and your friends can team up in missions designed for playing as a team, or if you'd rather, you can take part in activities such as bare-knuckle boxing or illegal couriering. There's also going to be a multiplayer mode, however Ubisoft hasn't announced details of this yet, but it has been said by the Toronto-based developers that the single player will be a springboard to the multiplayer, with the promise that there'll be a larger player count than in previous Watch Dogs games. Aidan Pearce is returning to the UK. The Northern Ireland-born protagonist of Watch Dogs is a skilled hacker that will be older in Legion, but not wiser if you're going to believe the announcement video. The legendary vigilante was last seen in San Francisco in Watch Dogs 2, and he's going to be a fully playable character in DLC for Legion. Available with the Season Pass, the DLC is going to open up a whole new chapter in his story. This sounds like there's going to be more Aidan Pearce content coming after the DLC drops. A whole chapter in one of the 2 story expansions will be dedicated to the character, with 3 DedSec missions also part of the Season Pass. He's just one of 4 new heroes that's going to feature new abilities and customizations as well. So we could be seeing more famous cameos or returning characters after launch. Thanks for watching, let us know if you're hyped for this game in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel for more videos.